evidence of trauma to her neck.
In a Massachusetts courtroom, the trial of Lindsay Clancy exposed the depths and consequences of a mother's depression and possible psychosis.
He screamed she killed the kids.
Clancy admits to strangling her children, but what was going on in her mind at the time is the question on trial. For prosecutor Shannon Buckingham, the facts point to murder.
This was not a woman in the throes of psychosis on January 24th, 2023. This was a woman who acted intentionally, rationally, and swiftly to accomplish a very specific goal: to kill.
But for Clancy's defense team and hundreds of supporters who've shown up outside the courthouse, it was a tragedy caused by postpartum psychosis and over-medication by doctors. They say she was following urgent commands by a voice in her head.
This is a woman that was suffering from psychosis at the time that she went down to that basement. She had no motive. She loved her children.
In the opening days of the trial, prosecutors established a timeline. They argued that Clancy sent her then-husband Patrick on a series of errands to CVS and to pick up dinner at an out-of-the-way spot to give herself a window of time to do the unthinkable. When Patrick got home, the house was quiet. And when he entered the locked bedroom,
I just saw blood everywhere, and the window was open.
Lindsay had cut herself and jumped from the second-story window. She was badly injured, but still alive.
I said, "What happened?"
And what was her response?
She said, "I tried to kill myself."
Did you ask her anything else?
I said, "Where are the kids?"
And what was her response?
She said, "They're in the basement."
The three children were in the basement, strangled by their mother using exercise bands. Later, from the hospital, Lindsay would tell Patrick that a voice commanded her to kill them.
She said she heard a man's voice telling her that if she didn't do it now, she would lose her chance or something like that.
And did she also tell you that she had had a moment of psychosis?
I don't recall.
The prosecution would call more than 70 witnesses, attempting to prove that Clancy knew exactly what she was doing and was in full control of her actions.
Thank you, sir. You may be seated.
Did the defendant tell you if that the voice told her where to kill the children?
No.
Did the voice tell her in what way to kill herself?
No.
The fact that the voice, according to the defendant, the voice didn't tell her any of those things, but instead just said, kill the kids so you can kill yourself. Is that significant in your evaluation in any way?
Yes.
Prosecutors pointed to her diary where Clancy wrote, "I'm so desperate to get a mental break from taking care of everyone that my mind is trying to make something physically wrong with me." She also describes herself as sleep-deprived and paranoid. But many of the prosecution's own witnesses said Lindsay was a good mom.
I observed a wonderful mom who loved her kids.
For the defense, Lindsay's mom and sister were the first to testify.
I loved my grandchildren with all my heart. You never know what it's like to love a grandchild until you become a grandmother. And it was the most beautiful thing.
They described how Lindsay's mental health was spiraling out of control and that she was anxious and paranoid, desperate for help. A series of doctors prescribed her as many as 13 medications, ranging from Ativan to Xanax.
Mom, will you please come up and stay with me for a bit? I'm really sick. Something is wrong. I had horrible insomnia all night, and I just don't know how I'm going to get through the day.
Then it was the defense experts who laid out how they believe Lindsay's psychosis drove her to kill the children.
At the time of the crime itself, on January 24, 2023, Ms. Clancy was frankly psychotic. So in that sense, she had a postpartum psychosis.
Dr. Philip Resnick has testified as a witness for other high-profile defendants like Jeffrey Dahmer and Andrea Yates, the Houston mom who drowned her 5 children in a bathtub. Dr. Resnick testified that Lindsay Clancy had multiple delusions that day, including hearing a voice that commanded her to kill her children.
Not only did she hear a command, but she felt that her body was taken over by an external force where she was in a dream state and did not have control of her own body. It's almost like she was a puppet and someone else was pulling the string.
And after 22 days of trial, dozens of witnesses, and hours of emotional testimony, the jury heard closing arguments.
Calling a suicide hotline, we can't help you. Calling another suicide hotline, we can't help you. My God, what does she have to do? She was reaching out for help, and she was not getting it.
The issue is whether, at the time she killed Cora, Dawson, and Callan, she knew the difference between right and wrong, and whether she could conform her behavior to the requirements of the law.
And now, Lindsay Clancy's future is in the jury's hands.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.